Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Fiza Shahid and you're watching Global Times Pakistan. In today's program, we will be discussing the significance of 20th Summit of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Secondly, a renowned think tank of England has discussed the situation of Afghanistan, what is the crux of that discussion, and lastly, the US State Secretary's statement regarding the launch pads from India to perform strikes in Afghanistan. For further discussion on this topic, we have with us Lieutenant General Retired Ghulam Mustafa, Senior Defense Analyst and Consultant, Global Times Pakistan. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. Sir, my first question to you is that what is the significance of 20th Summit of Shanghai Cooperation Organization?
Frankly, coming at this time when Afghanistan situation is dominating at least this region and in general, it is dominating the world capitals. What is going to happen to Afghanistan? That was the main focus of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. If you have heard Prime Minister's speech, he also was mostly talking about it, and the others also discussing this. And sidelines, all the meetings they were held were also aimed at discussing Afghanistan. Second thing which is likely to happen is, it has not happened as yet, is Iran might become the 9th member of this organization. If you look at the composition as it stands today, including Iran, all countries are the ones which are affected by Afghanistan one way or the other, except India. Number two, all these countries, except India, are not in very good relationship with the United States of America. And number three, all these countries, except India again, have a stake in a peaceful and progressive Afghanistan. Because like Prime Minister very clearly told the audience there, when he was talking to media, he was talking to whoever he talked to, he made out one point that a peaceful Afghanistan will open up this locked region, which is Southern Asia, Russia, and Europe, and Middle East, and of course, China and everybody else. The connectivity which can be achieved after Afghanistan is settled, or in the process that Afghanistan is settling, will create the kind of an economic giant when you include all these countries and others besides, that will dwarf what is West today. That is the significance of why Afghanistan is dominating every discussion in this region and beyond. Now, in Tajikistan, it adds another aspect to it also. Tajiks are a very large component of Afghan society. Their participation in one form or the other in the government or in the running of Afghanistan is important. And if they play their role properly and resist from being the spoilers, and because they are now the host, they're the ones I think who can also be, like Pakistan, very helpful in bringing Afghanistan or putting Afghanistan back on the rails. This is how important this meeting is. President Putin could not attend himself because he is the one who was one of the sponsors alongside China. But he is very keenly watching, so is China. The outcome of this conference, mainly what is being discussed in the halls, is not what all will be told to us, but what is being discussed behind these curtains, that is important. And I think everybody is concerned with two things. One is how to get Afghanistan on the rails as quickly as possible, and how to bring about a certified state structure in Afghanistan which starts delivering for its people, and how to ensure that outside forces which have been destabilizing this region as a whole, including Afghanistan and Pakistan, they are kept out, or at least their influence in the region minimized to the extent that they cannot disturb the peace in the region. So this, I think, is in a nutshell what is happening in this particular conference.
So secondly, a renowned think tank of England has discussed the situation of Afghanistan. So what is the crux of that discussion?
RASO is as I remember the name of the think tank, I might be wrong, please get it corrected. You can check it from the books.
Okay, sir.
They were holding a webinar, and they're supposed to be held for 1 hour, but went on for about 3 hours. Few things which were highlighted by the participants, which are very interesting, also significant. What I learned is, I'll let you know that. Number one, Qatar is playing a key role, as it did in bringing about this negotiated settlement between Afghans and United States of America, Taliban and United States of America, is now also playing an equally important role to help Afghanistan settling. So, Deputy Prime Minister has already visited Afghanistan. They were in Pakistan, and reportedly day before yesterday they were in Iran, because it appeared that Iran probably isn't very happy with the things as they are. Also, at this point, when Iran raised this issue of waters of Helmand River, which is a sore point between the two countries, Afghanistan and Iran, to pressurize Taliban to accepting Iran's demands for whatever Iran could give to Taliban. So these were the things that I think were disturbing people who are interested in bringing about peace in Afghanistan, were interested in helping Afghanistan settle out. So I think this is one thing that I learned, that they were in Iran trying to convince them and convey to them the advantages and disadvantages if Iran stays out and if Iran becomes part of the whole effort to help Afghanistan settle. I've also learned that President Putin has talked to Iranian authorities, and if you recall, there was a warning issued by Hikmatyar, Mr. Ghulam Mustafa, day before yesterday or day before that, warning India and Tajikistan that if Ahmed Massoud and Amr Saleh, the two leaders or so-called leaders who are responsible for this, trying to create an uprising in Panjshir, any of these countries, if they are hiding them or they have given them a sanctuary, they must return them back to Afghanistan. They should be handed back to Taliban. Hikmatyar said that, Gulbuddin Hikmatyar Sahab said that, and I've also learned that President Putin reinforced this by talking to or conveying it to India. I'm sure he does not talk to him directly, but conveyed to India and to Tajikistan that if these two countries, like Mr. Gulbuddin Hikmatyar said, are holding these two, they must return them back to Taliban. That is another important thing which I've learned. And the third is pretty disturbing which is not happening in this region, but while this region is on the boil, unsettled Afghanistan, Pakistan totally involved in helping Afghanistan and fighting terrorism within. The three most dangerous and the most extreme religious organizations are setups, are mindsets. That is the Jewish Zionism, the Brahman Zionism, and the Christian Zionism. They are working out another plan to create the third temple in Beit al-Maqdis. That would actually put a stamp on what Israel has been planning already. And that will be yet another step in achieving the Greater Israel plan. That is something which is, although not linked to Afghanistan directly, but it's the situation prevailing in the region, which emboldens Israel because nobody else is there to check Israel at this point in time. Nobody else is there to check the Brahman Zionists. So this is something which is came out of the blue, but that is what was discussed, as I was told. And finally, like I have always said, that American-led West is not happy with the prospects of peaceful Afghanistan and a peaceful Pakistan. They are already working out options, plans, are putting their plans into operation and using their proxies in the region to ensure that Afghanistan doesn't settle, that the Taliban government as it exists now fails, that Afghanistan as a state just withers away, thus destabilizing Pakistan as well. That is something which was again discussed. This is something that I've been talking about time and again. That this is a challenge that both these countries face. There is this challenge which the region faces. Because Shanghai Cooperation Organization should understand that 9 countries sitting there except India, that leaves 8 countries. Their stakes in a peaceful region are up for, they could be undone with the way the present thought process in various Western capital exists. That is what I learned, and that is what I said I must share with our viewers and the audience.
Lastly, sir, what are your comments on Antony Blinken, US State Secretary's statement regarding launch pads from India to perform strikes in Afghanistan?
It is very interesting that Mr. Blinken was grilled by the committee, Senate committee, for about 5 hours. He made various statements in there. I think in the statements that he made, only 1 or 2 things were highlighted. One was that they are assessing Pakistan's role in the last 20 years in the region and how it did or didn't help the United States of America. That is a kind of a veiled threat. Second is that they have tried to warn Pakistan that Pakistan should not recognize Afghanistan till Afghanistan and the current dispensation agrees to or accepts and implements the demands being made by the West or America, to be precise. Then the same hearing a little later, he made a comment which is generally gone unnoticed, that they are talking to India for bases or launch pads, so to say, to be used in case, and this is in brackets, in case terrorism or terrorists start reorganizing themselves in the region and Afghanistan. Now, this is something very surprising, that the Americans tried this for 20 years and they failed. And they still want to do that? I don't think so. This again is a threat, and a naked threat, that they are ready to go to any extent to make sure that this region, as I said earlier, and I continue to repeat time and again, but they are scared of this region becoming stable. They don't want that. And their proxies in the region, like TTP, like Daesh, they're already available in the region. Those could be activated to give an impression of terrorists reorganizing themselves, giving an excuse for Americans to strike back. That is the kind of, maybe I'm subjective, but I think this is what was the crux of the 2 most important points in the last couple of days which has come out of Washington.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time. This was all from today's program. Keep watching Global Times Pakistan. Allah Hafiz.